Costco is quietly raising prices again. This is making customers from all over the country really furious. Executives warn that even more increases are on the horizon as the company implements a series of changes this year. Higher grocery prices have been a major topic of concern for American families since the pandemic. Despite all the talk about deflation, U.S. consumers are still spending on average $1,000 more on the same basket of basic items they used to buy 4 years ago. Even though Costco is built its business on offering predictably low prices, that's no longer the case for several categories, according to new reports. Just as many other businesses in the industry, the warehouse chain is having to focus on improving profitability to be able to maintain its financial strength in 2024. Executives revealed that Costco is following its rivals in charging more in some key areas. Chief Financial Officer Richard Galanti has been brutally honest about the impact of inflation and noted that many companies have leaned on the perception of higher costs as a way to raise prices. After the 40 years in the industry, the CFO will step down this month and will be substituted by Kroger's former CFO, Gary Millerchip, who will be taking over the position on March 15th. During its final days at Costco, Galanti suggested that while the Warehouse Club wants to offer the most competitive prices, it's not above grabbing wider margins when the right opportunity presents itself. In other words, Costco doesn't always keep its margin thin on the items it sells, but it looks to keep prices marginally lower relative to its rivals. One notable example is gas. The chain's customers used to say that the yearly savings on gas would make up for the membership fees. This year, they will likely see less relief at the pump. You know, the thing about gas is, I think everybody out there that has gas stations, what we've found is we've been able to see improved profitability, not just in the last quarter or two, but over the last few years, the last 3 to 5 years. Improved profitability in gas because others are making more and we're allowed to make more too, Galanti said. Basically, the CFO admits that Costco does want to beat other local businesses, but that doesn't mean it's committed to offering the lowest price possible anymore. When we do our competitive price shops on gas, which we do weekly at every gas station we operate with neighboring competitive gas stations, our value proposition is actually increased number of cents per gallon that we've ever seen, he said. So that's been, if you will, a win-win for us. Sometimes the savings can be as little as 1 cent per gallon. It's all about making sticker prices look better, but also profiteering the most they can. Of course, a few cents can make a difference for those who use their cars as the main way of transportation. But to do that at Costco, you need to have a membership, and costs for both standard and premium memberships are set to increase under Millerchip's management, Galanti said. Costco shoppers are already taking their frustration to social media as they highlight the growing costs they've recently seen at the warehouse. According to a Reddit user, a 2-pack of olive oil was priced at $46.99 about 3 months ago. The same 2-pack now costs $53.99, which left the shopper literally shocked. A quick check of the Costco website shows that these prices are indeed real. A 2-pack of 3-liter olive oil bottles from Costco's in-house brand, Kirkland Signature, is selling for $54.99 when purchased online. Because of the higher costs, some consumers are finding it hard to squeeze the cooking staple into their grocery budgets. As lamented by one shopper, "Unfortunately, I had to budget olive oil out of my groceries. I've yet to find a better oil to use that is cost-effective." On top of that, not all products sold on Costco.com are available at Costco warehouses, shoppers say. Also, products sold online may have different pricing than the same products sold at their local Costco. In some cases, they can cost up to 35% more depending on freshness, shelf life, packaging, and delivery fees. Some other items facing significant price increases at brick-and-mortar locations include baked goods, chicken, fish, soda, and produce. Last month, a beloved item that was discontinued by Costco during the pandemic has made its way back to store shelves, but consumers say it disappoints in price and quality. The chain's blueberry bagels used to cost $7.99 for a dozen back in 2020. Now they're selling for $10.99, which is way higher than other grocery store bagels. Redditors on the Costco subreddit also complained that they mold within 2 days of purchase and the blueberry flavor is bland and unappealing. Another product recently added to Costco's product catalog, Mama's Choice Fried Calamari Snack, is raising some eyebrows due to its high cost and questionable texture. Shoppers say it's not worth the $13 the company is charging because the calamari is too chewy and the breading is too thick. If you don't end up returning it, one commentator said on Reddit, heat it up in the toaster oven or air fryer to make it crispy and somewhat palatable, he recommended. Moreover, Costco's chicken breasts are costing on average 30% more per pound than it did during the peak of chicken inflation in 2022, when an avian flu outbreak victimized more than 40 million birds in the U.S., Mashable reported. On February 2022, the chain was selling for $2.99 per pound. Today, however, consumers are getting it for over $3.30. In another online post shared last month, one customer shared that Costco chicken price per pound is almost $1 higher than at conventional grocery stores. My local King Soopers, Kruger, but in Colorado, sells chicken breasts for $2.49 a pound, while my local Costco sells them for $3.33 a pound. If you're buying a big pack, that extra 84 cents per pound adds up. The same feeling was echoed by someone in the comments who cited an over 6% monthly increase in the fish category and also said he had better luck at the local grocery shop. One of the last things I consistently buy at Costco, the chicken of the sea chunk light tuna, has gone up by $1, 6.25% increase in a month. And I've noticed that across the board, most of the prices at this place are no longer that good. You will usually have much better luck getting a better price at your local reasonably priced grocery store. Some examples include cans of beans, ground coffee, and even frozen pizzas. I'm not trying to hate, I still spend $100 on some good quality stuff and had some food at the food court beforehand, but I'm finding fewer reasons to fight the insane parking lots and crowds these days, he wrote on Reddit. Soda and other soft drinks have been mentioned by several people in the same publication. Consumers argued that they can get cans of soda cheaper at grocery stores than at Costco, especially if they buy whatever soda is on sale that week. The produce category has also faced a lot of criticism from customers online. Some folks said that Costco's produce is a complete miss. Produce, generally speaking, is Costco's weak spot, one commentator shared. Others agreed that specific items like the bananas and spinach were not worth buying at Costco, with one person sharing that Costco's produce always spoils within the same week. Items like the Taylor Farms Thai chili mango salad look delicious in the packaging, but shoppers pointed out it's not worth the $8 two-pack price. Costco fan Kaden Roberts emailed Mashable and stated that she and her husband find trying new products thrilling, but this one was a total fiasco. Roberts wrote that the salad lacked freshness and the dressing was overwhelmingly spicy, which masked the mango's natural flavor. Even some newly released products at the Warehouse Club's food court are disappointing local customers these days. Why is it so hard to make a sandwich $4.99? Wrote one irked commentator on a Reddit post about the new turkey and provolone sandwich, which costs almost $7. Is it $6.99 to compensate for some of the lost revenue from the hot dog? Just a sandwich by itself at Costco should be $4.99, he stressed. Another commentator was reminded of other recent Costco food court items that customers considered misses. I'm beginning to think Costco doesn't actually want anyone to buy the last few things they've unleashed on us, she said. Spending $7 to $10 on a boring cold sandwich at a food counter with no sides or drink in a store is crazy, a third person continued. For the price of this, you could get an entire value meal at a fast food joint or a burrito, said another user. Make it cheap or make it really good. So I'm excited to eat it. This is neither, exclaimed one frustrated shopper. While the cost of a wide range of goods continues to go up for consumers, the company's profits are soaring too. Over the past year alone, Costco reported $29.7 billion in gross profits. That's an almost 8% increase from the prior year. Now, of course, there are many causes behind grocery price inflation, including climate change, global shortages, and geopolitical issues. But we have to admit that some underlying causes are also related to corporate profiteering, price gouging, junk fees, greedflation, and shrinkflation. It's not news for anyone that there are too many corporations in America ripping people off. Although there are many big fish that are way dirtier than Costco when it comes to abusive price hikes, that doesn't mean that the seemingly family-friendly warehouse club isn't in the same boat. That's what economic analyst Elizabeth Pancotti highlighted in a fresh report. Corporations continue to keep grocery prices high as supply chain snarls loosen, prolonging the squeeze American families feel at the checkout line, said Pancotti, who is a strategic advisor for Washington, D.C.-based Groundwork. As long as these companies can use the next crisis as an excuse to hike prices, food affordability will remain a top concern. Stubbornly high grocery prices represent a critical drain on the finances of tens of millions of Americans and remain, along with housing, perhaps the most persistent economic challenge for our country. While official agencies and the media try to convince everyday Americans the economy is back on solid footing, surveys show that grocery prices remain a top concern for most families, with 61% reportedly saying they're still struggling with their grocery bills every month. More work remains to be done to reduce the chances of future grocery price spikes, said Bharat Ramamurthy, former Deputy Director of the National Economic Council and co-author of the survey's report. So far in 2024, grocery price increases have outpaced overall inflation. Families are now paying 25% more for groceries than they were prior to the pandemic, compared with 19% overall inflation. About 5 categories drove nearly 30% of grocery inflation. They are beef and veal, poultry, non-frozen, non-carbonated juices and drinks, fresh fruits and vegetables, and snacks, according to the report. Such elevated costs for food are hitting American families harder and higher than ever before. From February 2023 to February this year, low-income families have been hit the hardest by rising grocery prices, and they've spent on average 31% of their income on food, compared with 23% for middle-class households and only 8% for wealthier ones, data shows. I think people are waiting for prices to return to what they call normal, and with the exception of a few things, we are not gonna see that. We're gonna see prices stabilize at this level, and that's likely it, said Dawn Thilmani, an agricultural economist and professor at Colorado State University. Well, that's sad news for everyone struggling to get by month after month. But that's the new reality we're in. And at the end of the day, Costco is just a small fish in a sea of vicious creatures. What do you think? Let's see your comments under this video. And thanks for watching.